As he considers his current creative and personal state, Niall Horan shares his aspirations for new music in 2026. After multiple successful solo albums and tours, the former member of One Direction, who is now firmly established as a solo artist, informed fans he is hoping to release new work later this year, marking the next stage of his development. Horan recently spoke openly about how much he enjoys composing and trying out new concepts, but he made it clear that he isn't hurrying anything. "I've been writing a lot," he said, adding that although he doesn't yet have a set release date, he is enthusiastic about the music he is creating and hopeful that fans will hear it soon. Horan's remarks are made while he is still performing live and interacting with fans worldwide. He pointed out that his music's final form in the studio is frequently influenced by his live performances of new songs and traveling. Horan's candidness about being in a creative state has excited fans who have been anxiously awaiting new music, even though specifics on the sound or collaborators on his next album are still unknown. Excitement is heightened by his recent social media posts that offer hints of studio sessions and songwriting times. Horan stated that he is concentrating on creating music that is authentic to his current state as an artist and a person while juggling writing, recording, and performing. Listeners are already predicting that his next record will further demonstrate his development and musical versatility, given his history of fusing infectious songs with reflective lyricism. As Horan continues to tease new songs and moves toward a possible release later this year, fans will be closely monitoring the band for updates throughout 2026. There are several musicians whose music seems like a recurring theme, like the first warm day after winter or the first chilly breeze after a long summer. Their new work is not a surprise, but rather a joyful return. That feeling of expectation has been subtly growing once more for Niall Horan fans. Now that the artist has hinted that he is hoping to release new music later this year, his global fan base is becoming increasingly excited. Horan has developed a reputation for smart songwriting, endearing melodies, and a genuineness that captivates audiences throughout the years. From his early One Direction days to his gradual development as a solo performer, he has consistently struck a special mix between popular appeal and intimate narrative. In addition to marking a new chapter in his career, each new endeavor has also changed how he interacts with audiences that have developed with him. More than just another album cycle is hinted at by the potential release of new songs later this year. It is an extension of a creative process that has been developing subtly but gradually. Horan has maintained his presence through collaborations, performances, and TV appearances, but the possibility of a new body of work piques interest once more. What is he going to do next? Which tales will he decide to share? And in a constantly shifting music world, how will his sound develop further? The time between albums can have just as much significance for many musicians as the actual music. It is a period of introspection, exploration, and development. Since his last significant project, Horan has had the opportunity to experiment with many artistic mediums while retaining the grounded viewpoint that has come to define him. He has adopted a more methodical approach, making sure that whatever happens next feels real and intentional, as opposed to hurrying into the studio to satisfy industry expectations. This deliberate pacing has always been appreciated by fans. Horan has always prioritized quality over haste, starting with his first solo album and continuing with his later albums. His compositions frequently exude intimacy, as if they were composed for each listener who finds personal significance in the lyrics, rather than merely for a large audience. His music's enduring appeal across many demographics and geographical areas might be attributed in part to this attention to emotional nuance. The words Horan used when he recently stated that he is hoping to release new songs later this year were very telling. It implied optimism without going overboard, and an understanding that the creative process isn't always limited by rigid deadlines. His updates seem authentic to fans in part because of his candor. He has decided to express his objectives while providing space for the organic flow of creativity, rather than declaring a final release date before the work is complete. The process of making new music frequently entails layers of experimenting and collaboration behind the scenes. Months or even years may pass during songwriting sessions as musicians hone lyrics and melodies until they perfectly express the feeling they wish to portray. The final sound is shaped in part by co-writers and musicians. This method probably entails giving each musical decision some thought, especially for someone like Horan who values authenticity. Horan has always paid close attention to the emotional foundation of his work, according to industry experts. He tackles every song with a distinct goal in mind, whether he's writing a somber ballad or an energetic tune for live performances. Because of his persistence, he has developed a devoted following that appreciates both the music and its authenticity. Many people are eager to see how his experiences over the past few years will impact his songwriting as anticipation for new content rises. Horan's ability to write music that is both universally relatable and feels personal has been one of the defining characteristics of his solo career. Themes like love, maturation, nostalgia, and self-discovery are frequently explored in his lyrics. His songs are able to reach a wide range of listeners because these are subjects that speak to people of all ages and ethnicities. These themes are probably going to remain important as he gets ready to release new music, maybe influenced by fresh insights from current events. Horan's standing as a powerful live performer is another element boosting the enthusiasm around possible new music. Through performances that prioritize musicality and sincere engagement, he has developed a rapport with audiences over the years. When new songs are performed live, they frequently acquire a new dimension that lets fans experience them in a communal setting. Thus, the possibility of new content has consequences for upcoming tours and performances in addition to streaming services. Horan has made references to spending time in the studio and experimenting with various musical concepts in recent appearances and interviews. His remarks imply a phase of creative discovery rather than a hurried production timeline, even though he has been cautious not to divulge too many details. This method, which lets songs grow naturally before releasing them to the public, is consistent with how he has approached other projects. Meanwhile, fans have been deciphering hints from social media updates and sporadic behind-the-scenes photos. A quick remark about songwriting there, a picture from a recording session here. Every little update heightens the suspense and builds a story that develops gradually rather than all at once. Horan's modest approach feels surprisingly intimate in a time when musicians frequently reveal projects months in advance with lavish marketing efforts. Additionally, music journalists have started to speculate about the possible direction of his upcoming record. Some think he might keep experimenting with the pop and folk elements that have shaped a lot of his solo work. Others propose that he try out new sounds by fusing aspects of genres that he has previously expressed interest in. Everyone agrees that his next effort will probably show a greater degree of artistic assurance, regardless of the exact style. The way Horan's career has changed over the years is one of the things that makes his possible new release so exciting. It's no easy task to go from being a part of one of the most popular boy bands in the world to a solo performer with a unique style. However, he has been respected in the industry for his ability to handle that shift with authenticity. Every album has expanded on the one before it, producing a body of work that is both unified and flexible. Additionally, the statement hoping to release new music later this year conveys an openness regarding the unknowns that come with creative endeavors. The process of honing songs frequently takes longer than intended, recording dates might change, and inspiration can strike at any time. Horan gives supporters something to look forward to while acknowledging these realities by presenting his goals in this manner. It serves as a reminder that making music is a very personal as well as a business endeavor. The anticipation of new music has an emotional component for fans who have followed his career from the start. From adolescence to adulthood, his melodies have accompanied listeners through various life phases. Every release adds to a common timeline, signifying turning points and growth. Therefore, the prospect of new songs coming later this year feels like the continuation of a discussion that has been going on for almost 10 years. Additionally, there is a larger context to take into account. With social media and streaming services changing how musicians release and market their work, the music industry itself has seen tremendous transformation in recent years. Horan has managed these shifts without sacrificing his commitment to musical purity. He has always given priority to songs that express his own creative vision rather than following trends. In a crowded field, his dedication to authenticity has made him stand out. There will probably be more conjecture regarding possible release dates and project specifics as the year goes on. Every comment and hint will be examined by fans who are looking for hints about what will happen next. On the other hand, everyone agrees that the end result will be worth the wait. Based on his past performance, it appears like Horan would rather release songs when it feels really ready than give in to outside pressure. For the artist, creating new music frequently requires striking a balance between anticipation and reflection. Every song is a work of personal expression influenced by feelings and experiences that aren't always simple to communicate. However, part of what makes his music so powerful is his willingness to be vulnerable. It fosters a bond that goes